Hey guys, well I'm just out in the bush today. It's kind of a dreary day. I'm hoping to get out, do a little deer hunting in a couple hours. But I got a small section of bush over here. It's probably maybe 120 yards long. It's mostly through small brush, saplings. A few trees are down along the way, but it's kind of a nice temperature to work. Brought a couple bottles of water. I've got an intersection on my trail right here. This is the trail that me and Wilson cut, I think it was last year. So now I want to cut a trail out to the property line on this side, and that trail loops back in. But I just thought I'd share some of my tips and techniques of cutting a trail when all you have is a chainsaw and a whippersnipper and a side-by-side or an ATV. Planning and having some kind of essential tools makes the job a lot easier, especially when you're by yourself. If you had a tractor or a skidder or dozer, obviously it would be a lot easier, but we got what we got. I'll show you what I'm going to use, and then we're going to start cutting. Alright, so here we got a chainsaw, just your typical chainsaw. This is a Magnum, I forget what size it is. It's got a 20-inch bar, 20-inch chain. It's probably a bit more heavy duty than you need for this work, but it's what I got and I like it better than my Husky. And I've got a still whippersnipper. This is FS55 with a blade. It's pretty much just looks like a skill saw blade. Makes really quick work of the small brush. Anything up to 2 inches or so it'll clean up pretty quickly. After that, sometimes it likes to bounce off or get jammed. So an axe would be handy. I didn't bring it because I got the chainsaw. If you got branches going up the sides of trees, you know, you can smack the branches off with an axe. It makes fairly quick work, especially if you didn't have a chainsaw. I like to use the whippersnipper with a blade. It makes quick work. I find when I'm using the chainsaw cutting brush, a lot of times the brush is getting caught in the chain. That's when it jams, and I just find it safer with this. It's good to wear steel-toed boots if you have them. I forgot mine. Gloves, safety glasses are nice. You know, just work safe. If you're working with someone else, tell them to stand back at least 20 feet so that when you're running this, you don't turn around and whack them in the ankles or the legs. You might be going to emerge to have someone amputated. Just work smart, work safe, and these tools will really do a great job of cutting trail through brush and bush. So one of the things I like to do even before I start any of this work is come out with either some flagging tape or some sort of way of marking where you'd like to cut your trail. I like to put ribbon, or I like to use tacks that have a reflective piece on them so that at night, if I have to come through here for some reason, my flashlight or my Skidoo or my four-wheeler or whatever the case picks up those lights and I can see easily where I need to go. But I like to have them so that when I'm standing at one, I can easily see the next one. I don't need it to be 100 yards or 200 yards. I want it to be nice and close so that it's easy to see, so that I can stand, you know, and maybe 20 yards away I can see, oh, that's the next one. And then when I get to that one, I can look back and see, okay, I got to go there or I got to go there. And it's real important when you're making trails that, you know, in the daylight hours, they're easy to see and spot. But if you're walking through the bush, say tracking a deer like hopefully I am, you can come out to a trail, look around, okay, I got a point over there and I got a point over there, and be able to figure out where you are. And it's real important. Standing right here right now, I can see that on this big birch right here, there's a dot, and I can see that where I want to cut my trail, there's already a dot, and it's going to make life easy when I get to certain intersections. So I think we got all the crap covered. It's time to start cutting and get this little stretch cleared. It'll be nice. There's a couple maples in here. Be able to get in and tap them this spring. Skidoo in the winter, pulling the kids around. It's nice to have multiple trails so that you're not just going up and down the same trail. So let's go cutting. Well, we just got done whippersnipping this trail. It makes a big difference. I didn't pick up all the brush, but I'll probably come back over the next little while, and as I run over top of it, pick up some of the green stuff that's not going to break down for a while. The dead stuff will break up as you run over it. But nice to have another little trail. You know, it's nothing special, but it takes me to the other side of the property and connects with the property line trail, and I can do kind of a figure eight or whatever I want. Just add something else. There are a few maple trees in here that I should be able to tap this spring, so that's kind of a benefit to be able to get in here and not have to carry buckets a long ways and that sort of thing. So anyways, whippersnipper with a blade's really a handy attachment, a really handy tool to clear trail, especially through brush. I really like it. Makes quick work. Like I said, if you can get a person to go in behind you and throw the branches out of the way, you know, run maybe a couple 100 feet or 100 feet and then switch out with the other guy so that you're not getting too much vibration on your hands or just sore from being bent over. It makes quick work of cleaning trails, and I like to go ahead of time and mark things out so that I don't run into an area where there's a big ton of blowdowns or anything like that. Try and pick the easy trails and get you close to where you want to go at least. So anyways, that's kind of my tips on cutting trails. Cut quite a few of them, and a chainsaw is nice to clean up any big blowdowns, but that whippersnipper with a blade sure is handy. It makes quick work of you know, saplings and brush up to 2 inches or so, and I find a lot of times that's where I'm trying to go through, is that tag alder, mapley, sapling stuff. So anyways guys, it's trapping season, so you should have already had your lines and trails cut, but a lot of people cut them as they go, so maybe that little tip will help you. Strap a whippersnipper to your side-by-side or four-wheeler and go buzz some trails.